Welcome back, and with us today is Beth Harrington, and if you've seen our show, you will know that she is the host of Historic Tahlequah, and we're glad to have you here with us today, Beth. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about ghost stories. Halloween is right around the corner.
Ooh, I love it.
And you are doing something that everybody is interested in hearing about, and that is your ghost stories at Merle Home. Tell us all about it.
Well, the Merle Home has been hosting ghost stories for 16 years, and there are a number of storytellers who perform in the various rooms in the house. The performances start at 6:30 on October the 23rd and 6:30 p.m., that is, on October the 24th, and the sessions run for 15 minutes, and it's necessary to have reservations because the audience, the people who want to come and hear these ghost stories, are numerous. It does cost $5 a person, but it is certainly worth it. The house is beautifully decorated, very ghostly, and all the storytellers are in costume, some of them costumes of the 1850s, and I always wear black and drapes and all that ghostly stuff. This year, some of the storytellers will be Shirley Pettengill, who has just retired as site manager, Robert Lewis, who is a very fine Cherokee storyteller, Leigh McCaslin, Jennifer Sparks, who is a local girl who's moved to Fort Gibson, but she comes back to tell stories. There will be pumpkins and skeletons galore, lots of oohs and ahs and ows, and they serve cider in the old smokehouse, and it's altogether a most exciting evening with more spooks around than you could imagine.
Now, are these real stories?
Yes. Now, these are real stories. Each teller has their own choice. Shirley will probably tell this year the ghost stories from the Merle Home. I have done that in the past, and we've traded off. But this year, I think I'm going to tell my own stories. I'm going to tell some ghost stories about Tahlequah and the area, and then some just wonderful, spooky stories that I like that I've collected through the years with proper sound effects and something for children. Now, younger children, they don't like to come because it can get a little intense. But always we've had children in the 9 and 10-year-old category, you know, because they're old enough to handle what's going on, and they like what's done.
Well, who are some of the stories about?
Well, the Merle Home stories are about different people who lived in the house and their encounters with ghosts or spiritual beings. And there was actually a murder in the house, a killing at least in the house. And then there are some that go back to the Civil War era when there was lots of killing going on. So those stories are about actual people in the house and the spiritual beings they encountered, or the ghosts they encountered. The other stories have to do with Halloween or the area. I like to tell stories that have to do with the area. And you know, we are folk culture people from lots of us came from the Appalachian Mountains, so we know all those spooky stories that traveled with the pioneers here and became a part of the culture here. And I like to tell some of those about the man who couldn't get rid of his mother-in-law and a few like that.
So actually, how many rooms will be a part of this?
Well, there will be 3 rooms downstairs, plus Rowena Mills from Wawasa comes and plays ghostly music in the library all during the evening. And then there will be 3 rooms upstairs, and there'll be ghost stories told out in the cabin, and the refreshments will be served in the smokehouse. And I don't know, they might see a few spooks as they move from the smokehouse out to the cabin. You never can tell.
So basically, do you need reservations for this?
Yes, you need reservations. You need to call. You can call up to the day of the presentation, October the 23rd, but you do need to make reservations. And the tours start every 15 minutes, so that it's a continuous tour until 8:15. at night. The last tour starts at 8:15 and is ostensibly over at 8:30, but usually we may run on toward
Yeah,
9.
because those rooms are not just real huge in the Merle home, so they'll hold what, 10?
They try to confine. I've had as many as 15 or 16 people in a room at a time.
That even makes it better.
Yes, because they like to, ooh, it gets too scary.
I guess. So then, how many nights is this running?
October the 23rd and 24th. That's Thursday and Friday of next week, really. Isn't that next week? October 23rd and 24th. It's the week before Halloween. Starting at 6:30 each night.
That is so neat. I, as a Tahlequah resident and hometown girl, have never participated in this. I am going to put it on my calendar and make sure that I get scared to death.
Yes, you come and get scared to death.
By my music teacher.
That's right. I'll do my best. I never could when you were my student.
Now, how long have you been doing this, Beth?
Probably 10 years. After I retired, I began to tell them. After I retired from teaching, I began to tell ghost stories, and I've been retired. This is my 11th year, so that's
Now, are you doing anything special about the ghost stories on Historic Tahlequah on your show?
Well, I don't know. That will depend up on the director. We've done some talking about that, and so there is a possibility, yes.
Oh, I hope so, because that will be most enjoyable if we can get some filming of some of that going on. That would be pretty neat.
If you have any
pull
with the director, why, maybe we could do that.
Beth, thank you so much for coming and talking to us about the ghost stories at Merle Home. We hope everybody comes out and enjoys this great event that's been a part of Tahlequah for 16 years now. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and don't get too scared yourself.
Oh, I won't.
We'll be right back.